He told me he could hear them whisper, the shadows. But I never believed it, until I saw it for myself. I'll never forget the first time I met him. It was at a party, one of those late-night gatherings where everyone's pretending to have fun, but really, it's just a bunch of people trying to forget whatever's eating them inside. I was standing by the window, looking out at the empty street, and that's when I noticed him. He wasn't a regular at these things, but there he was, sitting in the corner like he was waiting for someone to notice him. His eyes, dark, almost too dark, locked on me the moment I looked in his direction. I tried to look away, but something about him, something in those eyes, made it impossible. Eventually, he came over. "You've been staring at that window a lot," he said in this quiet voice that didn't match his appearance. He looked normal, at first glance. Maybe a little too normal. His clothes were neat, but his skin had this pale, almost ashen quality to it. But the way he spoke, it was like he wasn't fully here, like he was seeing something else, something I couldn't see. It was then that he said something that made me shiver, even now. "I can talk to them, you know." He wasn't talking about people, or animals, or even ghosts. He was talking about the shadows. I laughed it off at first. "What, like some kinda superhero?" He smiled, but it was empty. "You'll see." And that was the moment things started to get strange. Over the next few days, I started noticing things around me. Little details, at first, that didn't make sense. The shadows in my apartment began to shift when I wasn't looking. They'd stretch out across the floor, twisting in ways they shouldn't. At first, I thought I was just tired. I'd catch myself staring at the wall and think, it's just the light. But I knew deep down, it wasn't. I tried to ignore it. But then, one night, I came home late, and the house felt off. Like someone had been there. But I was alone. The air felt thick, almost suffocating. My footsteps echoed in the hallway, and that's when I heard it. A whisper. Just a faint sound, like a breath being drawn in, and then words, barely audible, coming from the corner of the room. At first, I froze. I couldn't move. I could barely breathe. Then, the whisper came again, clearer this time, "Help me." I ran to the living room, turned on every light, but there was nothing. No one there. I stood in the middle of the room, heart pounding, looking at the shadows in the corners. But they were different. They weren't just dark spots anymore. They were alive, somehow. Shifting, like they were watching me. That's when I remembered what the man at the party had said. I can talk to them. I had to find him. Had to know if this was all in my head, or if he knew something I didn't. I tracked him down. He wasn't hard to find, he seemed to be waiting for me. When I told him about the whispers, the moving shadows, his face didn't show surprise. "They're calling to you," he said, his voice low, almost reverent. "They want you to listen." I didn't know what to say. The hairs on my neck stood up. What do they want? But he just shook his head, his dark eyes narrowing. They don't want anything. They just want to talk. To you. I left him then, confused, scared, but something told me I had to go back. Something inside me needed to understand. I tried to live my life, but the shadows. They followed me. In my apartment, on the streets, in the corner of my eyes. They whispered at night. Their voices were getting clearer, more demanding. Then, one evening, the shadows spoke more clearly than ever before. I was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at the wall, when I heard it. "Come closer," they whispered. It was deep, an echo from the farthest corners of my mind. I stood up, my body trembling. "Come closer. Listen to us." I had to fight it. Had to force myself to walk away. But when I turned around, I saw it. A figure, tall, thin, with a face that was a twisted, shifting mass of shadow. It reached out toward me, its fingers stretching impossibly long, and I felt my heart stop. And then it said, in a voice I recognized, his voice, I told you. I can talk to them. The man. The man who could talk to shadows. I'm telling you this now because I'm scared. Scared of what's happened to me. I don't know if I'm losing my mind or if it's real. The shadows are still here, watching. Waiting. The whispers are getting louder every day, and no matter how far I run, they're always right behind me. But what if? What if they were never just shadows? What if they were something else, something that he, the man, had made contact with? Something that's now looking for me. I'll leave you with this. Have you ever stopped to listen to the shadows around you? Maybe you should. Before they start talking to you. Are you sure you want to know what they have to say?